Okie dokie, here's a quick little update video for you guys as see what we've been doing on this 501. So, the last 2 weeks I've had off uni, it's been a uni break. My dad's had the time off work too, we've been hitting this pretty hard with the intention of getting it in primer before we go back so it doesn't surface rust again. So first things first, we shall start at the front and show you what we've been up to. This happened a fair while ago, but I can't remember what I've showed you in one of my last videos, but the bonnet is now fitting pretty well. You can see you've got little catches here, which are covered in dust. And there. Then he opens up like so. Like that. Which is pretty cool. So it's fitting. It's fitting okay. So what we've got around here is we've got leather strap. And leather strap here as well. This little thing was from a Model A Ford. And the original design is actually supposed to sit in that pool of solder with like the latch protruding out past there, but that pool of solder didn't really want to touch it, just left it in case of making another leak. So just recessed it back in here and got it held in with some rivets. But this stuff here is actually too thin. So to close the bonnet back up, chuck the latches on. You can see, it's a bit hard to show. It sits a little bit too far down compared to the rivel on the body. And the other issue is too the line across there. It's not too bad this side, you can get away with that, the gap. But on the other side, just an absolutely terrible gap. And you can see it lights right up over the edge of the radiator like that. And it's been doing that for a fair while. As you can see the repairs there. So you can put it back into position like that, but it creates a pretty bad gap up in there. Again, not the easiest to show, you can see it's sitting pretty high. So our fix for that, which also gives another solution for something else in this body, is to have a spacer between the body and the chassis. So you've got this bit of wood here already, which is the spacer, but we're going to have 3.5mm strip of rubber between the body and the wood and the chassis. That looking like this kind of stuff. So that should hopefully combined lift the body up around 7mm and hopefully get rid of that misalignment issue on for the bonnet. That is also going to create a gap back. I can't show it again. Here we go. Under there. And for that, we've got super duper thick rubber, like this chap here. I think that's about 9 or 10mm thick. And that should do the trick to take up the gap at the back of the body as well. And the advantage of using rubber for that is that it'll stop moisture from getting in, from either when we wash the body or drive in the wet, not that I really want to. So it'll stop rust and rot of the wood, but also give the body a bit of movement, so it's not just one big solid, rigid structure. As for the body itself, you can see we've done a fair bit of panel work on it. Doors, we've done a bit of them. They're all sort of painted and prepped on the inside. All the latches, we've had these nickeled here. Let me get the camera aiming right. And they close up pretty good. As far as the bodywork goes, that's done on both sides. All the steel panels are done on both sides. Up the sides is done. This part here is pretty much done. The corners we're still working on, but they're getting pretty close. And the back of the tub is dead flat, hopefully. Seems pretty good. We still got the scuttle to go. We've done a bit on the scuttle, but not a hell of a lot. It's getting there, though. So yeah, not too far. Another 2 solid days working on this. Hopefully we'll get it all ready for primer. And we're hoping that we might actually put a 2-pack finish on there. We've got a guy that is going to give us a quote sometime this week. Hopefully, a pretty decent quote. Because really, what we want to do is give it to him in etch primer. And just say, here's the colour. Put the colour on for us and get a really good finish. And hopefully he'll be able to do that for us. So, the only thing I'm not too keen on is the body line down the side. If you can see that on the camera. Is that sort of like the doors go like that, and then flat, and then that, and then straight again. And the reason for that is the 2 middle bits, they have to be parallel for the seat. Because the seat is actually adjustable. You can see those there that we've had re-nickeled. They're adjustable slides. So they allow the seat to move back and forth. Moving on to the seat. I've also, like the front seat that is, I've also prepped and painted all of that. Sanded it all back. Original timber. I actually found the original body number in there, 342, and you can't see it there really, but 2662. That's stamped on every bit of wood in this car. Also see I've got the battery box in there now, so I need to make an actual box around it. But the battery tray is in. There's also a toolbox that I've installed down in there now, which I can show you underneath the car. Can I? Sort of. You can see it there, half-ish. There's a battery. And on top of that, we've also got a floor in the front. About time. With a little latch in there to lift them up. A little hill board that's sort of in the process of being made. Covered in dust, of course. But these two bits of rubber to go on the sides here and here. But that allows you, so when you're using your pedals, you've got enough room for your heel. I sort of dig down in this box area. So that's actually makes it a lot more comfortable to drive and sit in there. And then in the rear, we finished off the floor in here as well. Got a few little toolboxes in here. One there and the same deal on that side. And they're sitting there like so, little lids like that. And of course that's all painted up and all prepped and ready. So that's all looking rather nice in there. It looks pretty good when it's all clean as well without all the dust in there. But of course it's dusty as hell because I've been sanding like mad for the last week and a half trying to get this thing ready. But that's pretty much where it's at the moment. It's getting there, very slowly, but getting there, surely. As mentioned before, I've had a bit of nickelling done too. Had little brass grease caps re-nickeled. They didn't do the best of jobs. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it. I'll be able to get it to focus. No, I just took a photo. There you go. There's like a little ring where the wire was around, and they dipped it. But it's not too bad. You can see another one up in there as well. But yeah, it's getting there slowly. So hopefully, be painted in the next month, 2 months, something like that. Got to get a next primer first, and then from there it should be good. Yeah, anyway, that's about all for now. Thanks for watching. Cheers.